Hi, so welcome to MyVista app. So basically this is a walkthrough on how to use the app. So we'll be starting from authentication flow to all the feature of the application majorly. So if you're on iOS, you see the two authentication method, which is Google sign in or Apple. If you're on Android, you just see the Google sign in. So just select any of your choice. So I'll just be Google sign in. Right, so once you're done signing in, the first thing it will show you is the onboarding process. So basically like the onboarding flow. So just to scroll, you can see all the features of the application here. So you can see the flow, basically AI powered insights with trajectory, automated harmony. So you can just click on begin journey. So once you are there, then you can select your country, and your country also means your currency. So you can just scroll or just search. So for this tutorial sake, so I'll just select let me just select the United States. So let me just search. So I can just select United States like that. You can see the dollar, then continue. So which best describe you? So this is just getting information about you basically. So I'll just select self-employed, then continue. What is your main goal? Let's say financial freedom. So, and this set preference basically is basically when because it is monthly recycle, so it's asking you that is when should your budget recycle starts. So majorly by default it starts on day one, like the first day of the new month. So that's it. Probably if you want to change it, you can scroll. Last day of each month is 28 because of February that has 28 days list and 29. So the last day is 28 by default, so you can just pick the first day, so which is by default. So the next one is default transaction type. So in the transaction log we have three categories, which are expense, income, and investment. So the default one, majorly you still have the three, but the default one that it will first show up when you want to log a transaction. So you can just select anyone. So majorly you can just stick with the default, which is expense. So you can just click on continue. Now is to agree to the terms and conditions, so you can just read through the terms and conditions. Then once you are okay with it, then you can just click on I have read and agree to the terms and conditions. Then you can just finish the setup. So once you are done, you have your dashboard like this. So you just quickly scroll through the dashboard. First off, you can click on the icon to review your details. By default it will be hidden, so once you want to view it, it will show up like that. So this is how it look like. So we'll just go through it one after the other. This is history. Since we don't have history, it's empty. Reports, settings, and also to log, just click on this add. So majorly, let me quickly just walk through the dashboard. So the dashboard, the first part, this eye icon is to hide and show your balance, your basically your log. Then we have this widget. So this widget is like a customizable widget for you to toggle on what you want on your dashboard. For example, if you want AI insights, the AI insights will show at the top of this your total portfolio based on your transaction. So it can show you that probably if you spend or if you invest 12% more, then you are going to increase your monthly outcome or whatsoever. So that's just the AI insight. So you can toggle it on or off if you want it. Active budget, if you want budget, you can see active budget here section here. So if you don't want it, you can, if I toggle it off now, you can see that it's no more on the dashboard. So this is just to help you for some people that want a particular feature and some that does not want it. So you can just choose whichever you want. So let me just toggle it on, so we can create a budget later. So that's budget. Let me toggle. So majorly you have this icon for what's it called, for dashboard widget at the top and also at the bottom, which is customized dashboard. So you can use any of the two. Then saving goals, you can toggle it on as well. So you can see the saving goals. Then the last one is the loan manager. So this is the loan manager here. So walk through everything one after the other. So let's just walk through all this stuff. So now, as you can see, the next now is this month selector. Currently we are May 2026. So if I go back to the previous month, you can see April. Assuming I have a log for the previous month, it will show it will show. It's just like a separate log for each month. So each month has its own log. So by the time you move to a new month, it will start a new what's it called, a new sheet, a new ledger basically for the following month, and it will carry over your previous. If you have a balance the previous month, it will carry over it for this for the new month majorly. So that's how it works. So now let's walk through the budget. So to create a budget, very simple, just click on this add budget. Then let's say the budget for the amount you want to spend on food, let's just say $500. Then set the budget like that. Take payment. As you can see, this is your active budget. To delete it, just swipe up. To delete the budget, probably you made a mistake, you can just swipe up like this. You can see the delete icon, or if you want to edit it, just click on this edit and you can see update budget. I can just add more. Let me just say my transport, let's say $350. Add like that. You can see transport, you can see food. Let me add another one. Let me add shopping. Let me add $38. Add that. So that's pretty much it. So basically we have shopping, we have food, and we have transport. So anytime I spend, you'll see now when I'm trying to log a transaction, how it will auto increment based on the budget that I've set. Again, if you want to delete, just swipe up, you'll be able to delete it. So for the saving goals, now to set a goal, so just click on this set new, then goal name, let me say buy a new house like that. The total amount, let's just say $12,000. Current saved amount, this one is optional, so if you don't have any current saved amount, but let me just put total $2,500. Deadline, so deadline for the goal. So majorly, if you have a deadline, basically a goal must have a deadline. So let me set October 22nd. So let's set the goal like that. So that is the goal for what's it called, that's setting a goal. You can see that there already progress with the current balance that you set for the goal. You can see 2,500 of $12,000. So if you want to delete that as well, just swipe to right, it will show you the delete, and that's pretty much it on saving goals. If you want to add new, just go through it. If you want to edit, just click on it and you'll be able to edit. And that's all for goals on MyVista. So the next thing now is loan manager. So this loan manager feature is majorly for you to track those that you just majorly lend, those that you lend money and probably you borrow money as well. So you have that the two sections. So if you lend money out, you can just log it. For example, if I lend someone, let's say I lent, you can see I lent, I borrow. So if I lend someone money, like someone owes me, then I can say the borrower's name. Let me just say Emmanuel, the principal amount, that is the amount the person owes me. Let's just say $500. Let me say for housekeeping. Let me just keep it like that. So for housekeeping, then due date, the due date for the repayment of loan, let me just say it, June 15. Then done. So that's that. This check due date reminder. So if you toggle on the due date reminder, it will notify you 3 days before the due date. So probably you can remind the person or whatsoever. So you can just toggle it on, then save loan. So once you save the loan, you can see now that he has added it to your loan section here. So you can see all to me $500, I owe $0, and net $500. So anytime the person pays probably half of it or whatever amount, once you click on this record payment, it will show a sheet. If you just check settle in full, it automatically like settle the amount. Then you just click on confirm payment, and if the person did not settle in full, for example, if the person just first of all settle 1,000, 1,500, 105 or $150, then you can just confirm. If you check now, it has removed $150 from it. Again, if I want to the money that I borrowed, let's say I borrowed $2,000. I'm sorry, lender's name, let me just say one up. Then principal amount, let's say $2,000. Let's say business loans. Okay, due date, the due date, let me just set it to July 25th. All right, so then due date reminder, just toggle it on, save. You can see now it has automatically logged in, so I can swipe for each. So you can still set to if I've set to any probably if the one I borrowed out has been settled, or the one I borrowed has been settled, it will be on this settled section. So that's pretty much it. So you can see owe to me, I owe, and net profit, basically calculating everything that has to do in the loan manager. And that's pretty much on loan manager, on the loan manager feature. So now we can move to history. So currently our history is empty, so let's log a transaction so we can see how it works. So to log a transaction, just click on this plus button, then you see manual entry, you see upload bank statement and auto sync. So we'll get to that later. So let's start with manual entry. So basically this 3 section, if you remember on the onboarding process, where you have to select like the default one, the default we picked was expense. So if you pick any other default, you have the default auto select. So let me just select income for this transaction. Let's say we received $5,000. Let me just say $1,100 as salary. Description, let me say from MyVista. Okay, let's say this tag now is optional. So now let me just explain this transaction log. So here you are putting the amount, the other side you are putting the dates. For example, probably you miss a day, then you can change the date or whatsoever, but by default it will be the current date. Then the categories, you can select the category of that particular transaction. So you can just change it, and if the category does not exist in the default one, then you can click on this plus to add a custom category for yourself. So that's pretty much it. Then the description of the transaction, then a tag, you can add a tag. So this tag will be saved, so you can easily add it. Probably you, let's say for example, you order from a particular restaurant or whatsoever, and you want to just add a tag to it, so anytime it can, like, you can like track like, oh, this is this amount that I spent on this particular restaurant and stuff like that. So that's pretty much on tag. So for this tag now, let me just say May 20, oh, let me just say me like that. All right, so let me just save the transaction like that. So that's income. So as you can see now, you can see my total portfolio is equal to is 11,100 already. You can see this AI smart information already. So they say log more transactions to allow the AI to build a more accurate financial trajectory for you. That's just an advice. So you can see the income expense 0, investment 0 as well. So if you check the history now, you can see the history majorly. You can see the tag as well. And if you check the report, the report, because we only have one entry, so it is here to build a lot. You can see the income by categories as well. Income versus expense versus investment. So yeah, we still get to that. So let's log 3 more transactions. So I will log 1 expense and 1 investment. So let's say I spent $250 on food. So the food is already selected by default. Let me just say rice and chicken. Let me just tag it as one ordering platform. Let me say chop grub like that. Yeah, so let's add the tag. So now let me just save the transaction. So immediately I save, now you can see food. If I go to my budget, you can see my budget now. You can see $250 already added. I've already spent 50% of my budget for food for the month. So that's pretty much on how it's logged. And if you check the history, it's already logged. If you check the reports now, you see the current network, you see your spending, you see okay, this income, you see the income, expense and investment. You can already see the track. You see the amount I spent for this day, which is the 24th of the month. So the 23rd rather, I spent $250, and that's because of the transaction I log. So that's pretty much on it. So let me log investment also. So let me say I invested $100. Let me select real estate. Let me say description, let me just say Jack Park. Let's just say the investment platform, probably the tag. Let's say I use a platform to do the investment, fund lock, or let me just say Carwise, or Yeah, let me just use cameras like that, then save the transaction. So you can see now that it's logged under expense, and for investments it's logged under investment. So that's pretty much on this. So if you check the transaction history, you see all the transaction. If you check the report now, you see it will show based on perform. This chart will be built. It's built over time, so it's not just one time thing. Yeah, so you can see your trajectory basically accumulating gradually. So the more you log, the more you get all these logs. So that's pretty much your main thing. Settings now, you can upgrade now. To upgrade to a premium user now, just $1. Quarterly we have 3 months and yearly as well. So the feature that we have on what's it called, MyVista current premium user, we have the automated automatic, where you can log the transaction automatically. As you can see in this plus button, upload bank statement. So once you if you want to upload bank statement, so it will automatically just fetch all your logs from your bank statement and log it automatically for you instead of it manually. Then we have auto sync, so auto sync to fetch from bank. And also if you check the manual part, you can see this mic where you can just record instead of typing it. You can just say, although this is a premium feature, so I will enable it so you can see the process as well. So to enable what's it called, to enable voice input, so you can just use your voice and the transaction will be logged automatically. So that's pretty much on it. So on the profile part now, we have this educational material. So MyVista is actually an education platform. You have to learn to gain financial freedom. So there will be like some cheap some basic information that will be passed here. You can see some feature videos. So this educational part will be updated regularly. You can see some articles that have been published already on the platform, so you can just check through it, and anytime you take a task and you finish it and you log, it will increase your IQ basically on the platform. So there's still more coming in. That's what you currently have. So for the general settings, we have this account and security, basically biometric log. Like immediately you open the app, if you want biometric log, you can just toggle it on. So you can see now it's already verified. Then your email, log out and delete accounts, pretty much it. So let's go back. Preference. So preference, if you want to switch the theme, light mode, dark, whatsoever. So that's late. Language, this language still have some works to be done, but you can still switch basically some text will change to the language of your chest. So the next one is this notification, which is daily reminder. So probably you want to set a daily reminder, let's say by 11 p.m. that you should check the app if everything that you have, all your transaction for the day has been logged correctly. So you can just set a daily reminder, toggle it on, then click on it to pick a date. So you can just pick, let's say 11 a.m. As you can see 11 p.m. rather, so 11 p.m. So it's 11, the app is going to send you a notification to remind if all your transaction has been logged. So that's pretty much on this preference. Then the next one is data and bank sync. So this is where the smart up automation comes in. So if you click on it, it requires premium feature. So for us to go through, the next one is this automatic and recurring. So this automatic or recurring payment basically is like your subscription platform. Let's say for example you subscribe on Spotify, Apple Music and stuff like that. You can just add it here. You can see expense income if you have recurring expenses, or recurring income if by any weekly or whatsoever, and you want it to be automatically logged instead of you manually logging it. You can just set it here, and the date the frequency here, so it will just automatically log it to your data as based on the frequency set. So the amount and the description, and let me just set one. So let's say expense, let me just the amount, let's say $8. Then the description, let me say Netflix should be monthly. So just pick that, save recurring. So you can see that it's saved already. So let me add another income. Let's say let me just change this to daily. Let's say I earn $55 daily. Then let's say freelance like that. So then just save it. So you can see frequency daily. So at this exact date next month, it's going to automatically log it, and you are going to see it in your transaction history that is automatically logged with the tag. The tag will be different. So you see the tag that is automatically logged from your recurring expenses or your recurring payment. So that's pretty much on that. So that part. So the next thing, basically rate MyVista. If you click on it, it will take you to your respective Play Store or App Store, so you can rate the app, send feedback majorly. If you want to give a feedback, privacy policy, then follow us. So that's pretty much on MyVista at this time of currently. So expect more features in the future. So as we dive into more features that the apps gives. So for the automatic part now, I'm going to enable the premium part for this account so we can check through it as well. So just give it a few seconds. All right, so for the premium part will be in another video. So thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that and like this video, and drop an honest comment if you have any question regarding any of the feature. I will be glad to respond to your questions. Thank you also for joining MyVista.